our nodes. That is where I want to start. I want to start with the fact that 2023 is a year of nodal change. And what that means is the North Node and the South Node currently are in the signs of Taurus and Scorpio. That is the success point that they're at. This year and from July is when they're actually going to get into these signs through January 2025. They are transitioning to Aries and Libra. Once that transition, happens, and the nodes permanently land in Aries and Libra. Ooh, hello, look at that. We love that. 10 of Pentacles. I'll take that all day long. Look, cannot wait. Yeah, it's definitely going to be an adventure. 10 of Pentacles and 8 of Cups. When this happens, there is going to be a shift. So new moons, all of the new moon eclipses are going to end up becoming masculine eclipses. So they will be in masculine signs. Those are the signs of fire and air. Full moons during this time, during 2023, will end up being in feminine signs, earth and water. And that is very interesting and a very interesting juxtaposition because new moons are typically associated with the womb, the mother. So masculine energy inside of typically very feminine internal birthing, right? New moons are where we birth things. Full moons are where we take action or we release things. And those are getting a little bit of a flip-flop this year. And that's wonderful. I'm really excited to see what that transition brings since we have been in fixed signs. That fixed Taurian sign for eclipses with the North Node there. So we have this eclipse, right? And it is a North Node eclipse, which specifically aligns with showing you forward, showing your path, and energizing your growth. So this is, again, so we had this 8 of Cups. What is your best and highest path? What are the things that you need to take forward, right? That's all what this is about. This Aries North Node is here. We are going forward and we're energizing our growth. 10 of Pentacles to really hone in on this new, whatever that new is for you. But whatever it is very prominent in your life. It is not something that's like out in the ether that's happening. It's not necessarily like a huge global thing. It's very personal. It's very self-oriented. It's very grounded in you and what you are accomplishing in this world. And so with the Taurus Scorpio versus Aries Libra access point, which I just want to hit on real quick, the differences between these two are a little bit subtle, but they're really important distinctions. So Taurus and Scorpio is all around power and finances, like financial power, financial positions of, where Aries and Libra are very specific about who actually rules those sorts of things or any sort of thing. So it's this transition of, I have power because of my financial status, my what I'm able to buy, what I'm able to get, what I'm able to provide. Where Aries and Libra is that other side of, yeah, but I'm still the president. Yeah, but I'm still the ruler of this country. Yep, but I'm still the king, right? And so that's where this dynamic shift is going to be happening. And with Pluto in Aquarius, this is going to get very interesting because, as you'll see here in a little bit when I talk about it, Pluto in Aquarius is showing us like those that have the technology have the power. And so this is going to be a very interesting dynamic as we go through. And just to give some examples of this, So last year, when the Taurus and Scorpio eclipse were really hitting, what happened? Kanye West, Elon, and Twitter. Exact examples of positions of power and wealth from a financial standpoint, or losing a lot of finances because of your position, but being okay with that. And then when we transition into this Aries and Libra junction, this has huge implications for the US Sibley chart, which that is the chart that is commonly used by astrologers for the United States. It has big implication on Joe Biden's chart. It has big implications in Emmanuel Macron's chart and France's chart. And I'm totally getting goosebumps right now. And oh, look at all the swords all of a sudden just starting to pop out. And it also has a big impact on King Charles III and his coronation, which occurs on May 6th, which all eclipses come in pairs. The 5/5 lunar eclipse is the pair to this eclipse that we're talking about today. His coronation is on May 6th. And I totally, when I was looking at this, I'm like, oh my God, that might be really fun to do a Twitchy Tuesday where we pull up the coronation chart and we like just review the coronation charts. We may have to do that. I'm putting it on the parking lot list. So what popped out was the 5 of Swords, the 6 of Swords, and the Magician. And here you go. Here is the progression. Here is your progression, right? The 5 of Swords, it's like, okay, the battle is done. Again, we are in the fucking roller coaster. All of the battle internally, all of the fucking butterflies to get you in that roller coaster, all of the sweating, all of the pit stains that you got. Believe it, I love roller coasters. Does not mean I still don't get nervous going on them, right? All of that you just went through, you're good, right? Like that was all part of the process. That part is over now. Now you're in the fucking boat, and come what may, you're moving forward. I can't get out of the roller coaster once it's already started. You're committed. You are done. And I love that the 6 of Swords came here because this is ultimate commitment to me, right? When you look at the 6 of Swords, oh, hello. When you look at the 6 of Swords, there's 6 swords that are anchored in the boat. And there's a gentleman rowing the boat with, I'm going to assume a woman or a spouse in front, and they're headed towards some sort of destination. There's a destination out there that they are moving towards. They know what their goal is. There is a goal. There is the end in mind. But this is full-blown commitment to me, because even though, like, this is like growth mindset all over. I can make every fucking excuse in the world to not go and get whatever is out there, whatever I am going for, whatever that end is. I can make every excuse in the book. In fact, you see, I've got 6 excuses right here. They're actually plugging my boat, because everything you want's on the other side of your fear, right? If you can get through all of these excuses, if you can get through all of these things and just sit in your damn boat and row, you're going to be good. You're going to make that destination. Ultimate commitment to the vision. Ultimate commitment to the vision. And that's the only way you can alchemize the Magician. That is the only way that you can create the things that you need to create. And the Magician is such a self thing. And I love that, because this is really what the Aries Libra, this grounding in this Aries new moon that's coming up, is so much about. It is all coming back to the self and how we manifest. What did I say earlier about the 10th house? Yeah. Ownership of your life and your action towards it. Magician. So that is a little bit about this transition that this nodal change that we are going to have. Again, the nodes have not changed yet, even though eclipse season has started, and it is an eclipse in Aries. The nodes are still in Taurus and Scorpio, and they will not officially change till July 2023, which when we get there, you know, I got you. I'll be there. But if you do want more details on eclipses and kind of the eclipse season that's going to happen in 2023, including the, I think it's the October, no, they're both in October. So both October's eclipses, the pairs that go there. You can find that in my 2023 overview. If you want to check, the link is already in the description box for those that are on YouTube, and you can definitely find that there. All right, so this Aries hybrid solar eclipse, let me put these aside and pull up this chart, and let's take a look and see what we got. Wow, look at, oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. Again, not as aesthetically as my Mercury Venus conjunction in Virgo would love in the third house, especially, but you know, we're doing the things, we're growing, we're okay. We will get better one step at a time, one video at a time. So here is the chart. What you are looking at though is a chart. So I just want to set precedents. This chart is from Cafe Astrology. Part of the goals, part of the things that the Q2 goals that I mentioned with the 1,000 YouTube subscribers and obviously now 1,000 Twitch subscribers, but we're going to get to the 100 first, is to help me get and go towards and go for my own solar fire and my own program. So that way I can run these charts for me and for the community and all of that. So until then, I have this Cafe Astrology chart here. This is a chart pulled for the Eastern time zone, even though I am in Central. So just wanted to set stage and have clarity with that. So what we are looking at is the chart for the moon. If you look over on the left-hand side, you are going to find a glyph on this outer circle that looks like a line with two horns. That is Aries, right? We've got the line, and I'm putting, for my audio listeners, I am throwing up in the camera shot what you are looking for with the glyph. It is all the way on the left-hand side in that outer circle. That is Aries. That is the glyph for Aries. And we are going to go counterclockwise around this. So we have Aries. The next glyph in the orange is going to be Taurus, which is a circle with some horns. And then Gemini, the two lines and the two across. And then we'll go around from there. So where you are going to find this sun and this moon conjunct is at 29 degrees 50 minutes of Aries. And you can see the glyph for the moon. The moon's the easiest one to find. Right next to it is the sun, the circle with the dot. That is our eclipse. That is where all of this great stuff is happening. And as you can see, there is another planet, that is Jupiter there, that is in Aries at 23 degrees 45 minutes. Jupiter's just lending his boyousness to this. Like, there's nothing really going on with Jupiter. He's just expanding. He's just loving everything. He's just providing that level. He's that friend in line for the Ferrari roller coaster that's like, yo, this is going to be fucking awesome. He's like your hype man. So use when things are, when you're panicking, when you're sweating a little bit, your pits are going to get stained, use him as your hype man. And then when we move into Taurus, which then is that orange sign, next sign down, we have the North Node at 3 degrees, 58 minutes of Taurus. And we have Mercury right after at 15 degrees, 33 minutes, and Uranus. So he is applying to his conjunction with Uranus at 17 degrees, 49 minutes, which he won't get there because we are retrograde coming up, which we'll cover here at the end. So this is your eclipse chart. Now, where I want to go next is the sign of Aquarius, which is going to be found at the very top of this chart. Aquarius is the two squiggly lines. So it's kind of on the left side, but that is the glyph for Pluto. He is sitting tight at 0 degrees, 20 minutes of Aquarius. And why I want to point him out is because Pluto is squaring. That's what that red line with the box in it is. He is squaring this eclipse. Yep. We got Pluto involved. Y'all, look, we all fucked up. We got Pluto involved, and now there's questions. Now we gotta go. We gotta hear. We gotta do all the transformational things, which is wonderful. We love Love doing that. Love that energy forward. Okay, so that is the chart. I'm going to keep the chart up because I want to go over a lot of things and I'll keep kind of referring back to it. So first off, solar eclipses. What are they? They're new moons. That is what they equate to. So they are new moons. Lunar eclipses are full moons. They always happen in pairs. All eclipses happen in pairs. The pair to this is going to happen on 5/5, which is going to be in the sign of Scorpio. And that will be that lunar eclipse, so the full moon. When it comes to eclipses and the energies that they produce, they are normally longer than a normal moon cycle. So typical moon cycles, you start feeling the full or new moon like a day, maybe two, if you're depending upon the energy and where it's affecting your chart, to like a day or two after. So you got a little buildup, it happens, you got a little wane off, and then you go through the moon cycle. Eclipses are very different. Like I talked about, this eclipse, this Aries Libra axis is going to stick here till 2025. So the energy is longer than normal. Eclipses, because they are paired, do have that longer cycle. It can be very drastic. So you could have something immediately occur, the eclipse, like a great beginning, great ending, something of that nature, like something drastic is put in front of you at the time of the eclipse, but simultaneously it unfolds and the whole big story unfolds through time. It's that longer process of unfolding or being able to look back and retrospective after the nodes have moved on. So this, in this case, would be after January 2025, and look back on the whole process as a whole and go, holy shit, I get it. I totally get it. So that can definitely, that's why they're so powerful and they can be worked with at a longer period. The Aries eclipse that we last had, so the last time we had one of these was in late 2015, and that is a good target point if you remember what you were doing in 2015. That can give you some indication of where the energies may show up, or where you may be looking at, okay, how have I grown in this area? We are starting the process of going from fixed signs to cardinal signs. So we kind of talked about that. So fixed sign, Taurus, and now we are moving into Aries, which is a cardinal sign. So fixed is much more, you have something to fucking focus on. Be here, be now. Where that cardinal energy is, you have something to birth. You have something to bring forward into the world. Start doing that. And then a solar eclipse occurs when the moon, so just from an eclipse perspective, science perspective for those science people out there, occurs when the moon passes between the earth and the sun, thereby totally or partially obscuring the image of the sun from our viewpoint on earth. That's what makes the eclipse. A hybrid, because this one is a hybrid solar eclipse, is more rare because what happens is it changes the appearance as the moon's shadow moves across the Earth's surface. So there's a little bit of a difference in how this comes out. You can totally go Google all of this if you really want to get into the science of it. I find it fascinating, so I just like to give the high level. And this eclipse is visible in Indonesia and Australia. So we don't get the show, but our friends in Indonesia and Australia do, which is wonderful. We can, check the socials and see what they've got going on. The ruler of these eclipses, so heading back to this chart, the ruler of this eclipse is actually Mars, and he is going to be the ruler of the pair of eclipses. So the one happening the Aries as well as the Scorpio eclipse on 5/5. Mars is a co-ruler and the traditional ruler of Scorpio. Pluto is now the modern ruler and co-ruler with Mars. So Mars is the glyph with a circle and an arrow pointing out of it, and he is in Cancer, which is a 69. So we go Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer. It's the first one in yellow at the bottom of this chart, and you can see here he is at 13 degrees, 8 minutes of Cancer. And he being the ruler of this, he's really activating this, and we've talked about this in many, many past Twitchy Tuesdays. We did a whole warrior reading about it. You can go check that out. He is activating our emotionally strong warrior. And really the especially when it pertains to this set of eclipses, which he'll be in Cancer for both of them, it's really getting foundations to Cancer, foundational. This is why you see the chart, it's at the bottom. It's our roots, it's our home, getting our foundation right before he takes off into the fire energy of Leo. And to me, this really aligns with the Hermit in the Tarot. Mars is having a whole Hermit moment right now. And I know I need it. I definitely know I need it after his journey in Gemini. But it's really about building and working on this emotional inner foundation that you need in order to transition from the feminine receptivity during new moons. This is totally download right now. By the way, guys, you are listening fresh right now. Thank you, ancestors. You are listening fresh. As we begin to change these nodes and the new moons become a time of masculine energy, and I'm sorry, yes, and the full moons become a time of feminine energy. So he's doing a lot here. Don't sleep on Mars, even if he is in a hermit energy. This is also the first eclipse we're not conjunct Uranus. Hoorah! We are very excited. However, it's going to happen in our second round of eclipses in November. So we get a little bit of a Uranian reprieve, but not much. This is also happening at 29 degrees. 29 degrees and 50 arc minutes, y'all. Like, it is so close to being a Taurus, like right at the beginning degree, 0 degree of Taurus, that it's not even funny. And this is the end, Like, this is the end, my friends. That's the song that is totally playing in my head right now. This is the end, my friends. Like, this is it. You cannot get off this roller coaster, period. It's an anaretic degree. It's an ending degree. We're done. So this square, again, we're going back up to our friend Pluto. Before we get to the reading, let's talk about this square because it has a very big part to play. This is where we're going to see the power struggles come in from, whether that is power struggle internally as self, because this moon is much more about self than it is, although it does affect the collective, right? But these power struggles around these Plutonian themes being in Aquarius are things like biology, medical, virtual, AI, technology, independence, all of these things that we've been talking about as Pluto is entering into this new 20-year cycle in Aquarius. Now, again, he is going to be going back and forth this year and won't fully settle here this year, but between the Capricorn and the Aquarius, but we are getting a taste of these things right now. And he is in Aquarius during this eclipse. And this is, again, this jumping off point. There is something happening and the world is not waiting for you. And these things, whatever Pluto is tinkering with up there, it's like new power. And what does that look like? And, is technology the new power source? Is technology the new indicator of strength when it comes to independence, countries, nations, things of that nature? And who has it? And if those that have it, are they the ones that get to make up all of the things, all the rules? And so these are the Pluto and Aquarius things that, again, not something we're going to solve today. This is going to be a 20-year unfolding. So we got time, y'all. But it does bring up a really interesting thing. And the eclipses that are going to happen in November and then into 2024 are actually speaking of independence, country, and state. I live in Texas, so I'm very, very fucking excited about this. actually, note to self, I've got to go like plan my PTO. They're going to go over San Antonio. Literally the X of the eclipse path. You can go look at this on Google. The X of the eclipse path for the November eclipse and the then beginning season of 2024 eclipse is literally going to make an X over San Antonio, Texas. You can't make this shit up. Wow. It's going to be so exciting. So, let's get into the reading. One other thing, and I want to kind of set stage on why this reading is going to be focused so much on the self, even though we've just got done like really talking about the bigger aspects. Two of my husband's favorite sayings, and I'm totally throwing them in here because they are so relevant to this conversation, is the common folk have little to do with the Game of Thrones. That's so real. The common folk have little to do with the Game of Thrones. And while all of this is happening, and we have really for one of the first times, in history, we have this very unique, huge center stage on knowing and getting the information super lightning quick when these things happen. We are seeing it. But when you really dig down deep, does any of it have to do with you and what you're doing to bring yourself into the world, your highest and best self into the world? And then his other favorite saying is, never let a crisis go to waste. Look, for a benefit, never let a crisis go to waste. There's good foundational things you can do in crises. There are good things that can come out of it. There are very grounded financial things that can come out of it. So, the reading today is going to go as such. Again, we're rolling around this theme of the world isn't waiting for you. It's time to get going. The world is not stopping. And that's really what this sentence is all about. The world is not stopping. All of these energies, all of this astrology that we talk about is moving on. It is not waiting for you to take advantage of it. You know when it's happening. This is why we study astrology. Take advantage of it when it happens, because it's going to be gone. It's quick. Our timelines are speeding up right now. It's almost like you should have already done this work. You should have already sat there. You should have already sat there and said, and like figured out if you were going to go on this fucking roller coaster or not. The time to do that is not when you're strapped in and it's about ready to go, right? It should have already been done. The level up is here, and you're in it. You are ready to go. And this roller coaster is taking off without you. Like, you can go and be with your friends and get in there. It's taken off whether you want to be in the seat or not. And that, like, it's not waiting for you. Get in the seat. Go do the things that you know you need to do. And this